Okay, look, I finally harvested that parsley. Instead of just saying I need to get to that parsley, I finally did. And then I tried to go in there and do a quick little cleanup, get out all those little yellow leaves. Try to leave enough so it can grow more parsley. And here's my little harvest basket. It is completely filled. Okay, look, it's a harvest bag. I was running out of harvest baskets, so I'm harvesting my lettuce the other day and my collards, and I literally ran out of harvest baskets. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to the dollar store and get some of these cute little bags. I like this one. Look, it says home is the sweetest place. Isn't that pretty? And then I have this one over here. Okay, and you know I love my butterflies. Make today amazing. So that one's empty. So let's go fill it. Let's see what needs to be harvested. But let's take a quick look. I probably can go in there and clean out a few more yellow leaves on the other side, but I'll get to it. Let's go and harvest maybe some celery or the head lettuce. All right, you guys. I'm over here where the celery is. And let me go get my snip. One moment. But with the celery, it might not be an actual harvest. It may just be a cleanup. It could be time to get rid of the celery. But let's see what's going on in there. And then I might do the head lettuce. We'll see. Okay. Okay. I got my little harvest bag. Okay. And then I also have a little trash can just to cut any ugly leaves. I should have on gloves. I would prefer to have on gloves. I might go and grab some. Yeah, because I'm going to dig down in there. So give me a moment. Let me grab my glove. Okay, let's see here. This glove is fitting so awkwardly. Okay, while I'm here, I'm just going to snip these little Swiss chard leaves that I see that are yellowing. Always during harvest, you know that I always say it's not just a harvest. I'm going to clean up while I'm in here. And also I noticed that obviously the soil that I used is it had seeds in there because there is, let me show you. Excuse me, I am in my pajamas. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like 7:30. This has been sprouting up where the tomatoes are, where the peppers are, and in different beds where I used old soil. So obviously the soil I used had some seeds in there. I must have mixed it with maybe some of my seed starting mix. I maybe thought it was just plain peat moss and perlite or whatever, but actually it had maybe had some seeds in there because I've been noticing this. And so I've been just getting rid of them because I don't want, it looks like a pepper. I don't want a pepper all of a sudden plant growing up right here in the middle of this raised bed. Now, if there was nothing else in here, if I didn't have these other things in here and the pepper plant was, you know, just a pop up right here, that would be fine. But this close spot here, nah. Actually, I probably could take this. Look at that. It has a root attached. I probably could plant that. Not probably, I could. But I'm not. I have plenty of peppers. And actually, I don't even know what it is. Okay, let's get back to the celery. I just wanted to clip those little outer leaves of this Swiss chard. Okay. I look a mess today, you guys. All right. So this is a celery. Now we have these little tiny stalks right here. But I want the thicker ones. Now you can use that, don't get me wrong. There's a cutting celery. There's a variety called cutting celery, and it's I believe it's thin like that. So that can be used, you know, that can be used. I actually just want to get in there, see if it's still a healthy plant. That's why I'm going to be digging down pretty deep. So that's why I went and got the gloves. This one looks good. It's a tiny little plant. Put you a little closer. Change the positioning here so you can see down in there, hopefully. Whoa. Not much better, but it'll work. Okay. So, let's see here. What I was saying is that I want to go in and clean out any of this, like stuff like this. This has to go. And then I also will harvest the celery too. Anything that I can use. Oh boy. Let's see, it's brown. It's okay. Might not be able to use that. But it'll be less bushy, more airflow. Okay. So, all right. Okay, I just wanted to give you a view over here on this side of the celery. So, as you can see, and I hope I'm positioning it correctly, there we go. I was able to clear out, this is the other side. I was able to harvest and clear out. There was weeds like little grass, plants that was growing up in here. Wasn't too bad as far as like old and yellow and all of that, but I was able to harvest. They're gonna look, I noticed that they're gonna look different from the original plants because they were tall, long stalks. And like I said, if you go back and look when I did my celery harvest, I had a bumper crop, okay? And they were long, nice, tall stalks of celery. But these are shorter and stubbier. But I'll let you see what I was able to harvest. That's the main thing. They will keep growing. So this is my second harvest off of these celery plants. And I only have 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 4 left. So what I harvested, and I'll show you in a second, is perfect for regrowth. You know, this is like a second harvest. I had at least 6 to 8 plants here, and I harvested tons of celery. Okay, so this has just come again. this is a second harvest. Now over there, because I got rid of all the bushy leaves of celery, I can see over here where the Brussels sprouts are, and I was able to go in and pull out those ugly yellow leaves. Now we have airflow. Okay, that's healthy for the plants. Airflow, instead of having it all congested and lots of foliage. The foliage is necessary, but you don't want just foliage. I want the Brussels sprouts to grow. Okay, and I needed the airflow. I'm going to go around to the other side though, so I can reach over to the other plants. I may have too many Brussels sprouts planted in this raised bed, but that's okay. If I need to weed one out, like take one of the plants out, that's okay. I probably could save it. If I dig up the whole root ball, I'll be able to replant it elsewhere. So that's not a problem. Okay. So I'm going to go around to the other side so I can see better over here, and I can clean up that area where the Brussels sprouts are. It was long overdue. I noticed one thing I'll say quickly. Some of those celery stalks could have been saved if I had harvested them sooner. I'll show you you know how I always say my keep pile and my throwaway pile? My keep pile this time is much smaller, I believe, than my throwaway pile. But that's okay. Sometimes you have to find the time to do it, and I'm not always going to be out here daily harvesting and managing the garden. It's just not possible. But you know, I always say if you can't do a lot, do a little. So today is I consider it a lot because maintenance is so important. Okay, so let me go around to the other side. So I'm going to reposition the camera. Okay, let's see if I can give you a better angle. Okay, see over there where the celery plants are? Now you can see, oh, actually there's three. There's three celery plants. 1, 2, and this is a third one. I want to get an angle where you can see. So, yeah, and instead of even cutting, I just use my hand and just pull them off. Don't know if it's right or wrong, but it's okay with me. Okay, so now all the weeds, if I back up a little bit, you can see it's less congested. Lots of airflow, okay? I got rid of any yellowing leaves. It's not time, I don't think, to harvest that Swiss chard because it was recently planted maybe a week ago or maybe 2 weeks. And so basically it needs to grow a little more. And I just wanted to get rid of the little ugly leaves. Okay, oh, my snips are still in there. Honestly, I didn't use them. I did not use them. I felt better doing it with my hand. Let's come to this side. So as you can see now over there, you can see inside where the Brussels sprouts are because I cleared up some of the ugly yellow leaves over here. I still have my Bistro salad blend lettuce, which I harvested from them just a few days ago, actually. Okay, I'm just trying to give you an overview of this raised bed. Normally you see it is just overflowing, but now it looks a lot neater, and I know what's going on down under there. When I see something big and bushy like that, where you can't see the bottom of the raised bed, I'm like, I wonder what's going on. Maybe a whole family of insects hanging out down there just having a feast and just wreaking havoc. So I like to go in there and clear out my raised bed, pull any weeds that I see. And yes, even with a raised bed, every now and again you will see weeds. You will see weeds. And so I always, with this one, I haven't had that issue with my new raised beds, but these are the Vigo raised beds that I purchased about a year or two ago. I want to say it was a year ago. I think it was in, if not 2023, it was early 2024. And so they're 14-inch. They're by Vigo. I love them. Nice, strong raised beds. And I have 2 of them. There's another one over there. And so I noticed with this one, these were my first raised beds. I may not have, I don't know. I don't know why, but there's little grass. Maybe I can show you one that grows up in this raised bed. See that? I don't have that with the other raised bed. Uh-oh. See, that's why I'm very careful. I think I broke a leaf. I did. That's all right. It'll be okay. It's a pretty good leaf, though. It's from the Brussels sprout plant. That's okay. But I just wanted to show you. I'm not sure if it's because I just didn't cover the bottom well. It was my first time filling a raised bed. I've learned a different method since then, where you just completely cover that bottom with cardboard, and then you do leaves and plant waste and all of that. So that may, with the cardboard at the bottom, that may suppress those weeds more. And I didn't really do that with these raised beds because I was new at it. But that's okay. I don't let them get a foothold, and I just pull them out. That's what I've been doing for quite some time now. Okay, but I just wanted you to see how the raised bed looks now. I might even do a before and after picture. So let me snap a little photo of this. Okay, before I move on, let me just show you what I got. These are the celery stalks that I got. That's what I harvested. That's my parsley. It's actually, that bag is filled pretty much to the top. And this is my throwaway. Okay? So, harvest, throw away. But guess what? It won't be thrown away. It will be placed in the compost bin, okay, to be used as fertilizer. All right? Just quickly while I'm over here, I'm noticing over here where the kale is. Now I've harvested from the kale already. I'm gonna go in there and clean out this bed too, just to make sure there's no ugly plants that need to be taken care of, maybe insect damage or whatever. But I'm gonna go in there and just clean out those ugly leaves. See, like that? I'm gonna clear all that up and cut off any ugly leaves. May trim a few more of the outer leaves on the cabbage plants. I think I talked about that in another video. Like right there, that one definitely needs to come off. I'll see if I can quickly grab it. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay. In my little trash can here. Go around to the other side here. Make sure I didn't hurt that plant. Let me take a little look. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay. All right. Now you want some outer leaves, but there we go. I wanted to focus on forming that head too. Oh, it looks pretty good now. Yeah, I'm gonna go in there and clean out that kale area. The collards look okay. Add it to the trash over here. Okay, but I want to go in and clean this area out, okay? So let me put the camera down so I can get to work, and then we'll see what else I can harvest today. Okay, and here's the difference. Trimmed a few more outer leaves, and then I got those yellow leaves. Can you tell the difference? That was in there. I can see it. If you can't see it, then I understand. Because you're seeing it through the lens of a camera, but I can see it here in person, and there's a big difference. There's a lot of little ugly leaves, and so I took care. I see one that I need to get. See that one there? I left that one, but let me grab it real quick. All right. Probably could take this one too. Okay, but there's plenty left, so it can regrow. Okay. Even over here with the lettuce. All right. So we're making progress here. I'm still worried about that head lettuce if it's too soon to harvest. I honestly believe I can take some of those outer leaves though. I think I will. Okay, let's get to that. Let's see here. I'm gonna do it with my hand, of course. But I think you do need to get rid of some of these leaves. Okay. All right. Airflow. I always talk about that. Airflow. A little basket here, little bag. I'm gonna place it in this little bag. I already told you I'm staying off camera because I am too relaxed today. Some of these lower leaves that are touching the soil, I can't keep. But the nicer ones, like this is a nice one, I think. I probably can keep that. Look, that throwaway pile is adding up. I don't like that. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. All right, so now I have harvested from the head lettuce. Okay, right here are the mustards still. Of course, they're not ready, but I just wanted you to see where the mustards are growing strong. Right next to the head lettuce. I'd already harvested from the red romaine and the green romaine, and it's already growing back. So it's a cut and come again crop. So I will show you what I harvested, and then of course there were some leaves that had to be tossed in the compost bin, and also I'll explain something about the compost bin too. That's my keep, and that's my throwaway. But that is not just the lettuce, that is a lot of other leaves from other plants. That's celery, that's kale, old kale plants. That's just the box where I caught all of my throwaway. So if this is the harvest, celery, my curled parsley, and now my head lettuce, which is iceberg lettuce. Okay? Then I did pretty well. Okay? Now, but what I wanted to tell you about the compost bin, because of the fact that I am adding so much green, I don't want my compost bin to be unbalanced. So I'll definitely have to add more brown. That means I have to come back with my, let's see, maybe coffee grounds. I don't think I have any leaves. I may have some leaves, but I need brown leaves. That's going to add the carbon. I can add like the paper towel rolls. I don't know if you've ever seen me add the paper towel rolls to my, which is cardboard, to my compost bin, but I do that by shredding it. So it won't take that long to break down. So I don't place them in there whole. I use my little regular office shredder. I shred the toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls, and I add it to the compost bin. So I think I'll need to do that because I need to balance it out. If you put too much green in there, it will begin to smell bad. You'll smell the difference because it's unbalanced. It needs a balance of browns and greens. It needs water, it needs sunlight, and so I'm going to add more brown to compensate for all of this green that I've been adding. Okay, just to give you a look at my compost bin, and I've been stirring it. So I'm going to add what I harvested today, what the trash that I cut away from the garden beds. It will be added to this compost bin, and I will give it a quick stir. And so the new will go to the bottom, and the old will be on top. And I'll probably be able to, I've actually used some of this compost. I've gone down to the bottom and pulled out the compost that is more decomposed, the older compost, and I have used it in the garden. I think I used it on my tomato plants and something else. But I have been using it. But I just wanted to give you a look at it. And one thing I did notice, I want to show you something. See these bags? I'm going to stop adding these bags. These are actually the little bags that are in my kitchen composter. And it's just a compost bin. It's not actually composting my kitchen scraps. It is a compost bin. It's where I catch my kitchen scraps and then I bring it outside. The bag is compostable, right? But it doesn't break down very quickly. So as you can see, it's been in there a while and it's still pretty, it's intact. So I'm going to stop adding the bags. I see some eggshells in there. Right, but it's been decomposing well. I'm giving it a sniff, and it does need some air. Needs a lot more sunshine. It's a bit overcast today, but it does need air and more sunshine. And I'm going to give it a quick turn. Okay. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do today is cut back the leaves on my onions. Okay, as you can see, they're growing wild. So I'm going to cut the leaves off the onions. Not too much because you want to leave some. So they'll still be able to photosynthesize. You just cut away some of them. You don't want the plant to become too top heavy. So, but the neck of these onions are really good and strong. I don't think they're in danger of like the neck crimping over. I've explained before, the neck of the onion is where it takes in all, and the leaves, where it takes in all the nutrients, when you water the plant, all of that. So the leaves are necessary. And also you don't start cutting back until it has enough leaves. All of these leaves represent a layer of the onion. And it has to be mature enough before you start cutting back. It's a certain amount of leaves. I'll put it on the screen. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen for you. And then you start cutting back, but leave enough, just like you do with anything else, so it'll have leaves to take in that sun, take in nutrients, right? So the plant can continue to grow. Okay? All right, so that's one of the last things I'll do today before I go ahead and head inside. All right. So I've cut back the onion leaves. I even did a few over here. I need to get around to the other side, but I did get that large one right in the middle. Okay, so I'll clip these before I go in, but I wanted to go ahead and sign off now. So let me show you what I harvested. Before I sign off, let's take a quick look at something. I know spinach is not a huge leaf, but I'm wondering, are these spinach leaves too small to harvest? I'll find out. I think they're a little too small to harvest, but I just wanted you to get a look at that. This is my giant noble spinach. It's doing well. I have another container of giant noble spinach too, right over here. Well, a grow bag of giant noble spinach. It's growing well. I'm going to be moving things around too in the garden. So you look at everything now, it won't be the same in a few weeks because I will be shuffling things around. Okay? But yeah, I'm going to come on the other side over here and I'm going to catch this side with these onions to make sure that it is time that I can actually cut the leaves. I think, like I said, I'll put the information up on the screen. It has to be a certain amount of leaves before you start cutting back. Okay? And like I said, those leaves represent the layers of the onions. Okay. Let's go over here and see the harvest. All right. My parsley. This is curled parsley. This is head lettuce. Now I see some little bad spots on the leaves, but that's okay. If I kept it, if the majority of the leaf was nice and crisp and green, but we just had a little brown area, that can be cut off. Okay? But if the majority of the lettuce leaf was good and fresh and healthy, I kept it. But if it was too bad off, then yes, it landed in the compost bin. But that's my lettuce. It's called head lettuce, but it's basically iceberg. My celery. My celery. Like I said, they're going to be shorter and stubbier. But that's okay. Look at that. And these are the tops of those onions. That can be chopped up and used as seasoning. Okay? All right. That's it for today, guys. I think I did a good job. Our early morning harvest and cleanup. All right, guys. Have a great day. Look at that, you guys. I feel like I just left the grocery store.